Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about how to get more out of your Google searches using Google Scholar and the advanced search features that live there. There's a lot to talk about, so let's dive right in. Okay, so you're familiar with Google. Today we're going to dig a little bit deeper and we're going to play with Google Scholar. And you can access Google Scholar through the 9 dots at the top right, the apps window. And you can scroll down, you can eventually find Google Scholar in amongst those things. I actually prefer to do a search for Google Scholar instead. This is going to take me to Google Scholar, and once I land here, I'm going to notice that I have access to articles and case laws as the suggested different types of resources that I can dig through. When I'm searching in Google Scholar, let's start with something, a hot button issue, pun intended. We're looking at global warming here. And I find pretty quickly that there are 3.3 million search results available through Google Scholar that are currently articles that are about global warming. Now, a couple things here. I haven't put global warming in quotes, but I might want to. Because this will search just for results that incorporate global and warming in that order, with nothing in between. I don't want to necessarily find search results that mention global and mention warming somewhere else in the paper, but not as a connected topic. We lost a couple of results by doing that. We're down to 3.1 million search results. Still a lot. Any of these rapidly changing subjects, things that are connected to the sciences where new discoveries are made, or things that are connected to politics where things change very rapidly, we want to look at current, up-to-date, recent results. Since 2024, if I look only in the last 6 months at the time of recording this video, that narrows things down quite a bit. Now I have 25,000 search results to work from. Okay, so if I'm working with that, let's look at some of these results. Changing conditions, global warming related hazards, that catches my interest. If I click on that search result, I'm going to be asked about cookies, send that away. We're going to find that we are at the resource itself. I can see the name of the article. I can see the different authors that were connected to it. And then next to each author, Sandra Grouse, that noted 1 up there, indicates that she is the first note here. She works for the Institute for Sustainability and Innovation in Structural Engineering. We have the same sort of connections for these other authors. We know where they work. And once you've watched our source evaluation video, which will be linked in the description below, you'll have a better idea for why that's important, right? You need to know who the authors are, what their background in a subject is, in order to get a sense for how accurate, how reliable their work is, how much authority they bring to the table. Like any article, I want to start with the abstract here, read through this, and get a sense for whether or not this is a resource that I actually want to do anything with. Okay, so that's important, that's useful. I can see who the authors are and get a sense for where they work, what sort of authority they bring to the table. I can also click on recommended articles over here and see other things that are connected to my topic. All very powerful. That should take me down a research journey that will allow me to gather together a large number of sources pretty quickly. Feeling confident, feeling good. If I click on this first result, a global timekeeping problem postponed by global warming. Same thing with the cookies here. We're going to find that this resource, published in March of this year, is not directly available. I have access options. I can buy this article, I can subscribe to this journal, I can access this journal and some others with a subscription service. I can try to access it through my institution. I still get the abstract, which tells me whether or not this resource is worthwhile. I could probably still find out a little bit about the author information, know where they work, whether they're credible, things like that. I can see their references, which is interesting. I can't see the article itself, but I can see the things that are cited in the article. All of that is useful. However, do I want to pay for this resource? Do I want to pay $30? Do I want to buy this particular article itself? Before I think about anything like that, what I should do is I should copy this title. I should then go over to library at library.tiffin.edu and do a Dragon Quest search for that same article. Again, I've put that in quotation marks so that I find that specific title, and I'm going to use a title search instead of a keyword search because I know that's what this resource is called. When I do a search in Dragon Quest for this article that I found in Google Scholar, I'm going to find pretty quickly that this article exists but isn't available except through interlibrary loan. Now, I then click on the interlibrary loan request form. I'm going to fill out this form and submit the information here. And usually within about 3 to 5 days, I should get access to this article for free. That is a lot better than $30 for 30 days worth of access, or $199 for a year's worth of access. So the main thing that I want you to remember when you're doing Google Scholar searches is that if you hit a paywall like we just did, don't pay for the article, search for it in Dragon Quest, send an interlibrary loan request to Pfeiffer Library, and we will find that resource for you on the back end and provide it to you through our lending partners at no charge. You should never have to pay for access to these journal articles. It's one of the advantages of being a college student and connected to a university. You have access to resources that the general public simply doesn't, not without having to pay for them. Now, I mentioned that there's an advanced search feature for Google Scholar. It's hidden away under this hamburger icon. If I go to the advanced search window, I can now start thinking about what I can add or what I can take away from this search to make it more specific, less specific if I'm not finding enough resources, that type of things. So let's add solar. Thinking about solar power here to my search. You'll see that my search results have decreased in number. We're down to about 14,000 search results. And now I'm finding search items that include global warming and the word solar somewhere in there. If I wanted to exclude the word, let's exclude the word fossil, thinking about fossil fuels, thinking only about solar energy, maybe in terms of the positive nature of solar energy rather than solar energy as in competition with fossil fuels. Okay? And that's going to exclude, there's a minus beside it, minus fossil. Global warming is in quotes because I need to find that phrase. I will find that specific set of words in that order. And then solar is included because I want that to be part of the search, but I don't necessarily need it to be next to something or beside something else. And that's it. You should now feel more at home in Google Scholar and more confident in using Google Scholar's advanced search features. Feel free to browse the other videos in our collection to improve your research skills even more.